What's happening? What's up? How you doing? Hey, y'all, welcome to another episode of Messages in the Madness with yours truly, Vernon Longhorn Davis. God bless you. Thank you for being here. Hope you had an awesome, fantastic, wonderful week. I did. I have. A little cold. Let me see. What's happened since I talked to you guys last? Let's see. I don't know. But I'm here. You're here. That's all that matters. So we're not even gonna dwell on the past. We're gonna appreciate what we got today. That's what we're gonna do. Hey, hey, Miss Nanette, how you doing? Yeah, glad to see you. Hey, Miss Charlotte, great to see you as well. Little PSA, our brother August, James Wilson, he won't be joining us tonight. He is taking care of a veteran friend who is making his transition from this life to his next life. So he's taking care of him, and I applaud him for doing that. And he took the time to call me and say, "Hey, brother, I'm not going to be there tonight." So I appreciate him for that. I really do. Hey, daughter, good to see you as always. Always glad to see you. Yes, we are. So for those of y'all that did not read the promo, the tonight's story. I mean, tonight's message is called "Don't Borrow Tomorrow's Problems. Today has enough of its own." I'm going to repeat that. Don't borrow tomorrow's problems. Today has enough of its own. And how many of y'all will agree? Anybody agree with me on that? Anybody? 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 Yeah. So, hey, Annette, good to see you as well. So I'm gonna start off tonight with a question that might land a little close to home, but I'm gonna ask anyway. How many of us have ever stayed awake at night worrying about something that never, ever happened? We were worried, but it never happened. Anybody? Yeah, go ahead and raise your hand. Click, click like or the hand thing or whatever. Um, if you can't do that, at least blink aggressively so we know it's you. So, most of us have lived through the same situation. We worried, we stressed, we imagined every possible negative outcome. We've lost sleep, we've lost weight, we created tensions in our bodies. We exhausted ourselves emotionally. We lived through an entire disaster in our minds, and guess what? None of it happens. It don't happen. We worry, we stress. Oh my God. And it doesn't happen. Hey, brother Roger, good to see you. Daughter says all the time. Shanice, hey, my other daughter, Shanice says maybe. Okay. Annette, me. Okay. Roger said he does that a lot. Hey, Mr. Laney, my other daughter, good to see you as well. Well, most of us have lived through that situation on more than one occasion. Um, we worried, we stressed, we imagined every possible negative outcome. We didn't imagine the positive outcome. Somebody listening right now is tired and you did not run a marathon. You just tired. Because you've been running in your head. You're exhausted. And you did not lift one weight. You didn't run 1 mile. You didn't do one Pilates class. You didn't go to no step class, but you wore out. And you have not even left the house. You know why? Because worry ran 10 miles in your head and left your body to pay the bill. That's what happened. You let all that was going on and it ran 10 miles in your head and didn't even share the Gatorade with you. Most of us have lived through the same situation. We worried, we stressed, we imagined every possible negative outcome. We lost sleep. We've done it. You're not the only one. We created tensions in our bodies. We exhausted ourselves emotionally. We lived through an entire disaster in our minds. And guess what? None of it happened. Hey, baby sis, good to see you. Always puts a little pep in my step. None of it happened. We exhausted ourselves physically, mentally, emotionally, and it didn't even happen. Somebody listening right now is tired and you did not run a marathon. So, yeah, I know I repeated myself. I did it on purpose. We are borrowing tomorrow's problems and praying and paying for them with today's peace. Yeah. We are borrowing tomorrow's problems and paying for them with today's peace. Take a moment and think about the things you worried about last year that never became reality. Think about the conversations you rehearsed in your head that never took place. Hmm. Think about the worst case scenario you imagined that never ever stood a chance of happening. Did you know worrying is expensive? Yeah, it charges full price and it gives no refunds, baby. This is not Walmart. Worry gets the full dollar. And it doesn't give any refunds. So when it doesn't happen, whatever it is that you was worrying about, it doesn't give any refunds when it doesn't happen. You just stuck with that. But see, there are moments when life gets real. Well, Jerry, my brother, he says, I am exhausted. I am at a true crossroads in life. I am beyond worry. Been there, Jerry. If you want to give me a call, we could talk about it one evening this week, but I understand. I have been there. I have ran those 20 miles in my head over and over and over again. So I get that. What's the next step? Trying to figure out our next steps, worrying about our next steps. But like I say, if you want to talk about it, we can get into it. Um, there are moments in life that change our priorities instantly. The moment the phone rings and the doctor says, we need to talk. Can you come into my office? The moment your child calls and you can hear in their voice something is wrong. Um, I'm guilty of this with um, my adult children. They'll call me and they don't realize that I take a pause and I listen to their voice before I start talking because that lets me know if what's going on. That lets me know if this will be a hey daddy, I just called to check on you, or hey daddy, the roof is about to fall in and or whatever. You listen, you got that ear. The moment the company you gave your years to decides it's no longer your place of work, when they decide to promote you to customer, the moment you lose someone you thought you had more time with. Isn't it interesting that in these moments, the small stuff we used to trip over just does not matter anymore? The simple disagreements lose their fire. The opinions people post online no longer shake us. The pride we carried so proudly suddenly becomes too heavy. When life becomes real, our priorities reorganize themselves quickly. And they do. When we spend years stressing about problems that are not even real. But when a real problem shows up, it demands our full attention and it gets it. A real problem. We give too much time and emphasis to those problems to those challenges. And I don't even like to call them problems. I call them challenges. We give too much to the wrong things. Worry tries to prepare us for a future we have not met yet. But the strength we need is rarely delivered early. Strength usually shows up the same moment the battle does. Yeah. And then there's this in between stage. Let's talk about that space in life where many people live. between the test and the results. That is a tough area right there. It could be this big, it could be this big, but between actually getting the test and getting the results, woo. Between the interview and the phone call, waiting to hear back. Between the prayer and the answer, that could be a day, that could be 10 years. Between fear and faith, that in between space is where worry builds its house. That's where it lives. That's where it eats your ruffles, sour cream and cheddar, sour cream and onion chips while sitting up on the couch watching Netflix and chilling. It decorates. It moves in. It decorates. It invites our imagination to dinner. It cooks up problems that have not even taken shape. That space. And many people begin living as if the worst outcome is guaranteed. They do that. They make emotional decisions based on fear. They break relationships based on assumptions. Yeah, we know what they say about assuming. They stop trying because they already imagine failure. So they quit trying because they didn't gave up. Excuse me. They've given up. They've already imagined the failure. They say, well, why keep trying? They shut down opportunities because they wrote the ending before the story even began. How does that work? If we're honest, some of our worst emotional wounds were caused by things that never actually happened. Think about it. Think about it. The what ifs and the theys and the thems. They say and them, they all say, who is these people? And what do they know about your life? There is a difference between planning and worrying. There's a difference between wisdom and worry. Wisdom plans. Worry panics. Did you get that? Somebody type it back in the comments for me. You know, they call it call and response, call and response. Wisdom plans. Worry panics. And that's facts. Wisdom prepares. Wisdom prepares. Worry paralyzes. Wisdom looks ahead. Worry stares ahead and forgets how to walk because it's paralyzed. The legs fold. It's over for them. Worry is the mind trying to experience the future without the grace that will be available when the future arrives. And that's real. Let me say that again, because somebody needs to catch this. Somebody needs to eat this dinner I'm cooking because I'm serving it hot. The grace for tomorrow is not delivered today. The grace that will be available when the future arrives, it's going to be there. It's going to be on time. The strength for tomorrow is not delivered today. It's delivered when you need it. You're trying to fight battles God never assigned to this day. They never assigned it for the day. It's that battle is tomorrow. And you're trying to fight a battle that's going to happen tomorrow. There are people having arguments in their minds about situations that have not even happened yet. Your heart is pounding, their heart is pounding, the shoulders is tight with stress, their thoughts are racing, And nothing has even occurred yet. It ain't nothing happened yet. The imagination is running the nervous system. I know this for a fact because I have been there. When life happened on August 15th, I'm like, man, what am I going to do for work? When my son and daughter called me about their situation, I'm like, oh my God. When my baby sister called me about her situation, I'm like, oh my God. When Mr. Net told me about her car, I'm like, oh my God. Heart racing, I'm worried, I'm stressing. So I'm not immune to that. Worry makes you live through pain twice. It does. You worried about losing the job, but you kept it. You worried about the relationship ending, but you worked it out. You worried about the test results, but they came back fine. You worried about your child falling apart, but they grew stronger. I'm going to go back to that test result thing. I ended up in the ER because I was having chest pains. I'm concerned, man. I mean, it was so bad. I went to the emergency room and I don't care for them. Turns out I had heartburn, but I was worried. I was concerned until the test came back and the doctor says, we can't find nothing and all your blood work looks great. What did you eat? Well, I had some raw onions on my hamburger and then I had an order of onion rings at the same time. Get out of here. Oh, okay, my bad. But in between that time, I was worried about the results. Yeah. And we as parents, we're guilty of this one. You're worried about your child or children falling apart. But they end up growing stronger. They grew stronger. See, you suffered through the disaster in your mind, and then reality did not even show up for the appointment. Ain't that something? You suffered through the disaster in your mind, and then reality did not show up for the appointment. Whatever it is that you was worried about didn't even show up. It just left you a blank spot on your calendar. Worry is a thief. It's a thief. And most of its victims are volunteers. Yes, they are volunteers. They volunteer for this. A message, so let me here's a message to the silent battlers, because Jerry spoke up. He's battling something right now. So let me give you this. There is someone listening tonight who is in the middle, in that in between space. You're waiting for answers. You're waiting to see how life unfolds. You're putting on a strong face in public, but your mind is juggling fear in private. Hear me. Hear me out. You do not have to live through tomorrow's storm today. You are still allowed to laugh. You are still allowed to rest. You are still allowed to breathe. You are allowed to say, this moment is enough. I will not pay interest on a problem that has not arrived. Does that make sense? Why would you pay interest on a loan that you have not gotten, that you have not received? Banks would love you. See, because when tomorrow comes, if it requires strength, that strength will show up. It will. If it requires courage, courage will meet you there. If it requires clarity, wisdom has a way of introducing itself right on time. It does. And if tomorrow passes peacefully, you will be glad you did not waste the day stressing about a storm that never formed. So let me give you a couple of things. I'm going to give you 3 practical shifts to get past this situation. Ask yourself, is this happening today? Is whatever you're worrying about, is this happening today? If not, release the emotional bill. You don't have to pay that early. That's tomorrow's bill. I ain't paying that today. Replace the question, what if it goes wrong, with what if it goes right? Because we are always talking about, oh man, if it goes wrong, then this, if it goes wrong, then that. What if it goes right? What are you going to do if it goes right? How about planning that way? How about looking at it that way? If imagination is powerful enough to torment us, then imagination is powerful enough to encourage us. Wow. If imagination is powerful enough to torment us, because that's all worrying is your imagination doing a hit job on you, then imagination is powerful enough to encourage us. Here's the third one. Stop writing the ending before the story begins. You trying to tell me how it's going to end, and you ain't even started writing the book yet. The hell is that? I ain't never seen that on Netflix. Do not plan your defeat before you plan your strategy. Give your purpose the same energy fear tries to take. How about that? How about you do that? Well, you know I didn't do that. Daughter says, Dad, I went to church this morning. LOL, you speaking a word, though. You must have stole the pastor's notes. Well, maybe it was just a message you needed to hear. And maybe need to hear it twice. Shani says, woof, what's that about? What's that about, daughter? Baby sis says, my motto is to not worry about issues or situations I have no control over. Definitely easier said than done, but a good practice nonetheless. And you are absolutely right. You're absolutely right, baby sis. So I had something else I wanted to share with y'all, but I'm coming up on my time. So I'm going to say this part to y'all as we get ready to get up out of here. I was about to say, the doors of the church is open. But I'm going to tell you a little secret about that. When I was a kid and they would say, and the doors of the church are open, I thought that was time to leave. So I would get up and just start walking towards the back. Let's see. Classic Gemini said, think you speaking to your children tonight. That wasn't the reason for the message, but okay, that could be possible. Shanice say, you speaking a word tonight. Okay, well, thank you, ma'am. I appreciate that. So let's close this out. You survived yesterday. You did. You are handling today. And tomorrow does not get to steal your peace early. Walk today. One step at a time. I know the day is almost over, but walk today. One step at a time. One step, one decision, one prayer, one battle at a time. Because if worry actually worked, we'd all be superheroes. We'd all be unstoppable. We'd all be amazing. We would. Tonight, put your peace back in your pocket. Stop borrowing tomorrow's problems. They're not due yet. They simply are not due yet. And I know people say, God won't give you more than you can handle. Do you know that is not the true scripture, or that is not the true word? And if you Google it, matter of fact, here, let me do this. God will not give you more than you can handle. That right there, and I'm going to get back to our message. The phrase, God will not give you more than you can handle, is a popular saying, often derived from a misinterpretation. It's a misinterpretation of 1 Corinthians 10:13, which actually speaks about temptation, not general suffering. Promising God provides a way to escape sin, not that life's burdens are inherently manageable, while the exact quote isn't in the Bible. Yeah, many scriptures often offer comfort, but that one is not in the Bible. You can look it up for yourself. Yeah, God will give you more than you can handle. Yeah, He will. Turn your ass into a weightlifter. You walk around here swole. Like you just got off the yard. What's up, bro? So tonight, put your peace back in your pocket. Stop borrowing tomorrow's problems. You're trying to pay them before they even come due. They're not due yet. And it's not time for you to do that. Stop worrying. Stop worrying yourself about things that you can't fix and things that you cannot change. I need you to Charlie Mike, continue the mission. And that was something else I wanted to share with y'all tonight. I'm looking through my notes real quick. Yeah, I did this message because tonight I didn't want to talk about, and in the next 3 Sundays, I'm not going to talk about the traditional holiday messages that, that people talk about. It tends to be the holiday season tend to funnel everyone into the same buckets. Gratitude, stress, family drama, depression, grief, resolution. I'm not going to ask you to do that. I'm going to ask you to clear your mind, relieve yourself of some of that weight, and keep it moving, because you'll hear enough of that other stuff from other people. I'm not going to do that this year. I'm not going to do that. So I just got to remind you as we close out tonight, if worry actually solved anything, we would all be superheroes by now. And there was another quote that I wanted to give y'all that I thought was so important. And I cannot find it. But all right, y'all, I'm just ready to get up out of here. Hope y'all enjoyed the message tonight. Make sure you hit like or love and share the message if you did enjoy it. I love you. God loves you. Yeah, take care of yourself. Love yourself. Respect yourself. And that says, have a blessed week. Prayers for Coley and those need growing on and those need adulting in Jesus' name. Yes. And we're gonna pray for James for August's friend, James Wilson's friend, the veteran that's probably not gonna make it through the night. And we're gonna keep Jerry Davis in our prayers also, brother. I don't know what's going on, but I'm happy to talk with you, but I believe you're gonna come out on the other side better than you believe, man. That I really believe. So I like that. The madness motivator has done it again and gave us another life lessons to live by. Wishing you and everyone a lovely week ahead. Love you. Love you too. I love you. Yes. Share the message, like, love, share the message if you feel it's necessary, if you feel it's worthy of being shared. I greatly appreciate it. Uh the madness motivator. I may have to let me write that down. I may have to do something with that. I ain't the madness motivator. Wow. Okay, madness motivator. Yep, that's on my little list there. I'm always praying for our veterans, and that we're always praying for them. So I love you. God loves you. Take care of yourself. Love yourself. Respect yourself. Yeah, respect yourself. Take care of them kids. Give them a hug for me. Oh, this has been another episode. Oh, and don't forget to respect our vets. This has been another episode of Messages in the Madness with yours truly, Vernon Longhorn Davis. God bless y'all. Until next Sunday, $2.